All right, welcome to the fourth video, third review, last thing we have on the docket tonight. In Card Corner, an idle poker game that sits in the corner of your screen while you do other things. I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
boy, there's nothing
so,
I like as much as playing poker, except for maybe having poker play itself in my general vicinity.
I mean, that is the basis of most idle games. Like, you know, once again, this is WYSIWYG, or what it says on the tin. It delivers what it promises. It's a card game of sorts, and it rests in your corner. Like what you're seeing here on screen, that is not the default resolution. No, the default resolution is 300 by 300 pixels wide. Which would have been a mighty impressive resolution in, say, 1992. But in 2026 is like literal postage stamp size.
I don't even think Windows can actually properly render something that small.
Like, well, whatever actual resolution this thing is displayed at, it's literally, it sits in the corner and plays itself while you do other things, including playing other games.
Mm-hmm.
Not joking. See,
Yeah.
Steam has come a long way. Like, you can actually play multiple games with modern iterations of Steam, which is really helpful for idle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, as an idle game, not very impressive because you have to keep it open.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing of it is, it'll still throw the cards out, and it'll still do movement. So it might, if you're trying to watch something, you might not want to have a little square in the corner going on at the same
Yeah.
time.
Like, it's a little better for, like, someone like me and Golux who have multi-monitor setups. We can just have it go sit on the other monitor for whatnot, but for
Right, but
someone
not on
who's,
a laptop.
someone who's laptop or single screen, this would suck.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why, idle games usually have progression even when they're not open.
Yeah.
Or, you can pull them fully in the background. You can't do that with this one.
It's either on a server or a mass from the time you opened it to the time you end it based on in-game or computer clock.
Yeah. And, it's a double problem because, say you, it doesn't advance if you don't have it open. Like, unlike other idle games where, you close it and then you open it, say, tomorrow. It'll have done the tasks and amass the amount.
Right.
So as an idle game, it's actually kind of poor. Like, we have reviewed much better idle games as idle games.
Mm-hmm.
Because you actually have to have it active in some capacity. It's
Right.
weird on the surface, but it makes sense when you have dealt with some idle game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as everything else, who cares? Like, it's not very visually interesting outside of the, card maneuvers. Like, they really do go all out on that, including like screen shake if you let it.
Yeah.
But and surprisingly surprisingly pricey as well. How much do you think this thing would cost?
If it's any more than $5, we riot.
It is exactly $5. This game should probably cost $1 at most.
Yeah, or honestly, free to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen.
Free to play is something I kind of grit the teeth because we have countered free idle games, but those tend to have a lot of DLC.
Fair. I'm just more like we have had better games for the cost of no monies.
Yeah, I mean it's no Zumbidle.
Yes,
is what I'm saying. No. And that's all I really have. That, like, even for an idle game, there's not much to this. I can absolutely say it promises on what it delivers. It gives you cards in a corner, and that's it.
occasionally little things will pop up in the window. You click it and get loot.
Yeah, it's like you get chips, you use them to buy upgrades, in idle fashion.
Mm-hmm.
The upgrades get exponentially expensive. It's not breaking any new ground in that direction. Like you level up, chip multiplier, and like I said, mechanically it's pretty standard idle fare. It's just, I don't like idle games that don't allow it to be idle.
Right.
So I have to go against recommendations on that alone.
Like if this was like a free to play one or something like that, sure.
Even if we're free,
I guess
even if we're free, I'd still hesitate because you have to keep it active.
Or I guess,
and once again,
I guess the also caveat is if you have a secondary monitor to put this on.
Yeah.
Single monitor people just go find something else because it makes it hard to watch anything full screen. Because this overrides all windows. It will stay on top of everything.
Yes, it will. That is my main problem. It's like I can't put it in the fucking background.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's all I got.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that'll bring this review session to a close.
We need to get you a gavel
coming
for this.
up. I mean, they can all be 20-hour masterworks.
Fair. Or can they?
Anyway, so coming up on the week ahead. So originally we were supposed to interview Yacht Club this week, but a couple days ago they hit us with a notice of delay or a request for a delay to May 20th. And that has been granted. That has been signed, sealed, delivered, and they are going to be sending the big guns.
I was about to say they did also sweeten the pot, so
yeah, they're sending their co-founders to our broadcast. Which is a bit higher than sending the media relations people.
Yeah.
So conversely, that means a hole got busted in our schedule that I was unable to fill.
A whole busted like the Kool-Aid Man?
But given the circumstances, I am perfectly fine with that happening. So, coming up on Wednesday, April 15th, we'll be looking at some conversational footage. This time, I think I want to change it up a bit and go back to the the early days of internet reviewing, as we take a look back at the Spoonie experiment, the Thing review. Let's see how well this relic from 2007 has aged. Probably worse than we think. At least I think. No Friday show, which is just as well. Family matters have arisen. My aunt is coming in from out of town. So I'm going to be dealing with that on Friday.
Mm.
And we do have a new episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents. In terms of MacWatch, dicey.
He has not posted that he's being thrown into the gutter this week yet.
However, he has posted that he's way behind on rent.
Yeah, he actually did post. Not in our post, in his forum. Yeah, he needs $600 in the next couple of days.
Damn.
So we'll see how that shakes out. Every week it's a new adventure with him. And yet kind of the same adventure. But more on that on Wednesday, hopefully. Until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.